The 1980s saw many interesting developments by manufacturers both in Japan and Europe as well as in Britain. So let's have a look at some of the examples of motorcycles from the 1980s at the Coffs Harbour District Motorcycle Restorers All Fired Up Expo. We start off with a BMW. Now you notice this is not a horizontally opposed boxer motor. From 1983. Then we move on to the Japanese Katana 1100 here, 1985, well loved by collectors, enthusiasts, so much so that Suzuki brought out a retro model, but I don't think they got quite as nice as the genuine model here. BMW had a range of models. This is a R100 RT. This is a 1989 model. That's the fairing on it, and back to the traditional horizontally opposed. Let's move off-road a little bit with a 1990 Honda 750 Africa Twin. Well sorted V-twin as opposed to the later normal twin Africa Twins of 1000cc. So this is a V-twin motor from Honda in their Adventure Sport range. Honda made a few V-twins, like people think of only Harley Davidson, but later in the 2000s and that we had the VTR 1000 SP1s and things like that. Suzuki DR RS 650 adventure bike. No bike that's often underrated is the Honda VFR 750 V4. Great ride, these bikes, and this particular example here has been well restored, and it's from 1990. So that's a VFR. Next door to it, also from the 1990s, Suzuki's answer, the GSX-R 750. Once again, a bike that keeps up with many of the modern bikes. It's got Öhlins suspension on it. It's been restored beautifully. Next to it is the RGV from 1989, which was a two-stroke, not a four-stroke. So you've got the GSX-R 750 four-stroke, four-cylinder, and then you move over to the RGV twin, two-stroke. Here's a bike that most collectors would love to get. In fact, it's for sale. It's available for $10,000, a 1982 Honda CB 1000R. I'm just looking there, the owner at the moment is willing to sell it on for $10,000. Maybe a near offer, maybe not. But this one's in immaculate condition. CB 1100R, $10,000 to find it. Now from 1993, something that most people haven't seen, a Yamaha GTS 1000. Now these bikes only came in very small numbers into Australia. I'm not sure how many are actually still around, because I think it was around about 17 at them only were brought into Australia. I know one was written off in an accident. The motor's been taken out at 3 others for sidecar racing. The thing I want you to notice on this GTS is, where is the front fork? There is no front fork. It is hub-centered steering. So if I move around to the other side, you can see how it works. It also came out with features that are pretty common these days, but not back in the 1990s. EFI fuel injection, ABS braking, inboard central disc. You might be able to see it's right mounted in the centre at the front wheel there, inboard. It was an inline four-cylinder 1000cc motorbike made for touring, never sold in large numbers, mainly because it was so expensive. But a great bike to ride. This particular bike, I've ridden it personally. Well, I'm just looking there, we've done 394 kilometres in the last 10 days or so on it. It's a great bike to ride. and a very unusual bike at the same time. So that's the Yamaha GTS from 1993, and something different to finish off with is this Mako here. It's a 250 Mega 2 1982 competition bike in very good condition. Took part in the Australian Vintage 3-day Enduro in 2019 in Victoria. So it's not only a bike that's a great bike, it's still used by its owner and stood up to it very well, as you can see. So they're just some of the bikes that you can see at the Coffs Harbour District Motorcycle Restorers Club annual All Fired Up Motorcycle Expo, first weekend in January each year at the Coffs Harbour Showground. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on further episodes.